please.
Yeah, thank you. What I feel, having listened to you all, is there's a lot of good positivity things coming. But I don't feel there's any urgency that's coming out of the talk. And it was interesting what you said, and I totally agree that the government needs to put money in to find cleaner solutions for the future. But if the government are doing, at the moment, a bit like with the COVID, we had to act urgently to get the situation to change. And this is what I feel. I work actually for a charity with growing trees in Kenya. They have no water. They're in a drought. They can't wait for us to get clean electricity or clean flight. We have a responsibility, our governments have a responsibility to do what we can today to reduce the carbon footprint, as well as making it better for the future. So what I'd like to know is, what are you going to do now, in this next year, to, yes, we want to build for the future, to get the message that we need to act urgently now, and maybe the behaviour we have to do now, we have to do for a short amount of time, because in the future, technology will allow us back to a way of life that we have now, but there are people in this world who are not going to be there in years to come when we can fly with electric flights.
Thank you. And far more eloquently than I could, you basically restated the question I was going to try and close with. The urgency that came there, I think, is really important to close on. So I want to run across the panel with a final word, including what you think is the most urgent action. And we'll finish on Volker, who'll thank us and take us home. Okay?
Yeah, so from our perspective, my organization do two things. Provide advice to consumers, and also we work with businesses and policymakers to deal with systemic issues that are preventing consumers to make sustainable choices. So from our direct advice, we are putting sustainability across all our direct advice. So we provide advice from sustainable fishing, sustainable clothing, and we do it in a very rigorous way. In addition to that, this year, or last year, we launched our eco-labels about what we do product testing. And as a part of that, we are launching that eco-label that also help consumers to understand what products are more, have lower environmental impact. Okay. We are going to increase that. And also you will see more of us being more visible, working with businesses and government to make sure that we are dealing with the barriers that are preventing consumers to make sustainable choices. Sorry.
Great. Jonathan, urgency.
Similar. I mean, I think where we as an organisation can operate is more on people. So it's diversity, equity and inclusion, it's health and well-being of our people and those of our partners in our value chain. But I think more than that, because of all of the corporations, we work with the world's largest corporations, with governments, UK government, we have the opportunity to amplify best practice in the SDGs across those organisations. So I think that's where we can make the most impact.
Thank you for your question. I think it's really important. Act, that is what we've got to do. I mean, we do have a long history in acting, and I could talk to you about all the stats of what we've done, but I won't. It's not good enough. We have to go further. We've got really, really clear targets. We're focusing on working with our suppliers, critically getting all of our internal teams behind this. We've got remuneration targets, but it's not good enough for any of us to sit here and just talk. But we're here today because we want to open the dialogue. It's got to be action, doesn't it? And it's got to be listening to our customers, because we will not be here if we don't do that.
Son?
So the organisation I work for is a fraction of the size of the others represented here, but I think the most impactful way we can act now is by working with our clients like Reckitt to sort of help them to identify the most evidence-based and impactful things that they can do, and I think that's what we're doing.
We're putting billions of pounds into clean transport, clean energy, and more carbon-friendly buildings across the UK, and that's happening, right now. One other thought, though, on prioritisation. I think it's really important to say, to exactly your point about urgency, there isn't one thing. We actually have to act on the whole picture. because we don't have time to act sequentially. So it's not, you know, cars then homes or whatever it is. It's work right across the picture now.
Yeah. So we do a few things, but with urgency, obviously we have for each brand a SDG target and what we are focusing on and communicating to make a difference. We are investing also, and over the 10 years, including some investments we have done, already more than £1 billion in becoming more sustainable as an enterprise. And obviously, we have really ambitious targets for ourselves to get there and have a clear roadmap how to get to net zero by 2040. Now, you could argue, is that fast enough? Obviously, that's our ambition, to go faster where we can. But we try to make a difference. Okay, and ultimately our consumers will hold us responsible whether we will deliver or not, and they will vote with their wallet in a way, whether they support and buy our products or not, if that's good enough or not.